So let's bring this back and read it together, so we make sure we get the full understanding of what's been shared with us. For the record, it does look like Ziggy is in purple. Okay, I totally understand. Thank you for responding. I'm guessing you're talking about details surrounding why the boys have been taken, considering the field you're in. Don and Candace both have positive drug screenings for crack cocaine. Yes, the YouTube creators have stated, excuse me, the failed drug screens for cocaine, but it was actually crack cocaine. This is so much worse than most people realize. And it goes on. They will not be getting those boys back. Bear with me. The way the court system works with abuse cases, it has 1 full year from onset of case for final hearing. I guarantee you, parent reunification is not on the parent's service plan. Does Don really understand the depth of his self-incrimination? Truly is. This is the most bizarre case I've ever seen. The diagnosis goes so deep for both parents. I am talking to text, so disregard the errors. I just started reading your message and only saw the first sentence. I am a nobody. I am not attached to anyone in this case whatsoever. That was the response. Thank you. Also, I don't mind you sharing the info. I don't know what made me reply to you out of 50 other messages. Yeah, I heard elsewhere that he was positive for cocaine, him and Candace both. I guess I was just lucky, LOL. Yeah, these people, I am curious to hear when it comes out why the boys were taken. What I don't get is why Don is saying they passed drug screens. That makes me think he lied about the lie detector test too, when he said they passed. I thought maybe the boys were taken because they were not safe due to the living conditions, and maybe because the threats from other people due to Summer being missing. I mean, I'm not sure a court would even take kids because of threats from other people, because that is beyond the parents' control. And the reply is, this touches close to my heart. He also did not pass the lie detector test. The test came back as non-conclusive for the guilty knowledge test, GKT. That means they were using some kind of medication or sedative to trick the investigator administering the test. That is what I've also heard. On a side note. In purple we have, is that what came back for Candace as well? I'm assuming hers was at the very least inconclusive as well because of how they danced around her lie detector results. How does Don just go on freaking YouTube and put this stuff out about lie detector results and, excuse me, UDS results, knowing that the law enforcement knows differently? He's lying, even though that law enforcement can come out at any point and say that what he is saying is not true. Yeah, trips me out too. That was a side note, sorry. The TBI administered the test, not Hawkins County. Also, remember, no law enforcement have come out to defend the parents. That is telling. When parents are accused and abusing their kids and law enforcement are involved, will make a statement when they feel the parents are victims. A lot of time, the hospitals will report suspicions as mandated reporters to find out it is a medical issue or not. Okay. I should have said medical issue or accident. Sorry, guys. Yep, you're correct. Law enforcement has not cleared them at all. Yes, both tests came back as non-conclusive due to drugs or sedative. They both tested positive for crack cocaine, marijuana, and Don came back with meth. That will be a very interesting situation with the boys. I mean, pretty much anywhere would be a better fit than that home they were in. I hope they're able to stay together, the brothers. But I know this may be horrible to say. I'm afraid it's too late. And the boys, and that's blacked out. The law enforcement in Hawkins County Children's Services are both allowing him to hang themselves. They want them to continue talking. They are under surveillance, which I don't know if it's GPS or phones. 1 second. That one went too quick. Not sure. They can't run nowhere. There is a person who law enforcement infiltrated into the blacked out. Very interesting. Chris McDonough did state that he knew what both parents had come back positive for. And freaking Don Wells is going on YouTube channels having no problem saying he and Candace passed UDS and lie detector test without even a stutter. This guy is a career criminal and threat to society. Makes me wonder if drugs are somehow involved in Little Summer's disappearance. The reply is the two younger brothers are together and the 12-year-old is with a separate foster family. He even has criminal charges he used alias for. Yeah, well, Don is doing very good at hanging himself for sure. Now he's just thinking it's funny to make up things and just pass it around. Maybe he's trying to make it difficult for people to figure out what is true and what is not. They have all been merged with the help of his fingerprints. I did look up his criminal record, only through a paid online service, him and Candace both. I didn't find anything that recently, but I know law enforcement has better resources than someone like me. I would be interested to know what those other charges are and if they are recent. I do know that it was kind of difficult to find which charges were his or if they were his father's or his son's. I could not find much on Candace at all, besides, of course, that domestic violence. Do you know how soon we can expect to hear these things you were mentioning about the boys' removal? I know you won't have a specific date, but are we talking days, weeks, months, etc.? I'm curious what your thoughts are on what happened to Summer. I'm sorry for the deal. Oh, I think they meant delay. I'm at work. I don't believe we will hear anything because the judge put a gag order in place. I believe the parents are hiding Summer. I believe this was a scheme to collect reward money. I honestly believe that. If Summer is found, she will never go back to her parents. The boys and Summer will never be given back to Don and Candace. They were removed under the parental child safety placement. That means you are not trustworthy to have minors around you. It's one of the worst levels in the removal status. We will see movement in this case next week from what? And it's blacked out. Okay? Don't be sorry about not responding right away or even at all. I'm happy you even responded to begin with. You are not required to share anything with me or anyone unless legally obligated. I'm going to look up that parental child safety placement. Was the removal of the boys due to the focus from the Summer Wells case? Is that how CPS found out about whatever caused the boys to be removed, or was this in motion before Summer's disappearance? I heard Summer was in the process of just a moment. Being removed the day she went missing. Would love to know if that's true. A lot of people are thinking this is just all a ploy to get money and that they are hiding her. This is a theory I have just recently after the hoax, Don's arrested call. I wonder who could be holding Summer for them. They would have to be benefiting too. Grandma comes to mind, but that seems like it would be too easy to figure out and find her. They have been under CPS investigation for a while. Candace was avoiding them. She knew drug tests were going to happen. The rumor regarding the kids were scheduled to be removed on the day Summer went missing are false. Don and Candace have no respect for authority. She avoided CPS because she and Don wanted to continue using drugs. Whatever is happening with Summer, I'm sure was planned. They are not the brightest crayons in the box, so they will get caught regardless of what happened. Tennessee has very few foster family in the Kingsport area, so CPS tried to find someone from their family and friends, and not one person wanted the boys. Isn't that sick? Oh, wow. I wonder why no one would take the boys in. I imagine they're not very well mannered because look who the parents are. I bet it's been a huge adjustment for the boys because they will now have to follow. I can't read that. Rules. They will now have to follow rules. And you're right, they have no respect for authority. They're backwards heel jacks that go by their own beat of the drum instead of society standards. They, especially Don, tries to put on this front that he's an upstanding citizen who respects the rules of society, but it's all a mask that has been taken down pretty quickly. I wonder what they were doing to those boys to get them taken away, or if it was just that they refused to clean up that pig's pen of a house they're living in, or maybe they just refused to get clean off drugs, or both. I'm wondering if it is beyond that. Just a moment. This one's long. Hold on. Okay, so I guess that part I won't get. She was just kind of, here, let me back it up a little bit. Kind of thinking it through. Let's see if I can make it on out. I wonder if, okay. I'm wondering if it's beyond that, like some type of horrible abuse. I mean, I guess it probably is because you said they have no chance of getting them back. If it was just the filthiness of the house or drugs, they would at least be afforded the opportunities to fix things. Dang, how bad do you have to fail at life to lose every single one of your kids? Didn't they learn their lessons with their previous kids? Why is it always these kinds of people that pump out kids like a revolving door? It's hardly never the upstanding members of society who have 10 kids. Like, why do they have to ruin that many kids' lives? If you can't handle the first one you have, then why continue having children back to back? Why isn't Don and Candace being charged with neglect if it's so bad that they have no chance of getting their kids back? Or maybe it's possible they will be charged. And Actually, that was a question. Or maybe it's possible they will be charged. Poor little baby Summer. There's so many families who want a baby so bad, but it's always these type who are fertile. Myrtles, I'm sorry. Fertile myrtles. Okay. Hey girl, are you around? This was, I guess, the next day or another day. Do you know the age of the boys by chance? I know oldest one is 12. And the reply is, I'm sorry, I was in Labor Day. No one from the church wanted to keep the boys. Okay, temporarily keep the boys. The family did not fall under the criteria to care for the boys temporarily. In such cases, living with a safe and loving relative may help prevent entry or re-entry into the state foster care system. Placement with a relative can enhance a child's sense of belonging and lessen a child's trauma. Oh my God, I just got back from, it's blanked out. I was in blank, but I left early. I was blank. Okay. I was supposed to leave Saturday, but I left Thursday. Blank is way better. I would have stayed the whole time if blank. But anyways, I guess I misunderstood. Thought you said none of their family would take in the boys, but they just weren't qualified, even if they wanted to. I'm going into a meeting. I will touch base with you this afternoon with some info I have. The parents are disgusting. It gets worse every day. I'll have to look up what qualifies a family member. Don't want you to explain everything that I can look up. Have a good meeting. Just message later. Going to take a nap anyways. The boys are 12, 11, 9. Off to this meeting. Thank you so much for responding. Talk to you later. Hope you had a fantastic day and evening. What has gotten worse? I just can't imagine with these people. I am home now, so I can go over this with you. I wish there was a way to get this out to the public. Sorry, I had to read behind the arrow. Okay, it's black. I'm blued out here. I'm going to start sending you the info in a couple of minutes. And then the info comes across. Neglect category. Environmental neglect, nutritional neglect, medical neglect, educational neglect, lack of supervision. There are several categories the boys have been found to fall in. The first one is the neglect category. Under the neglect category is environmental neglect. Speaks for itself. The house was found to be in deplorable condition without adequate beds, clean bedding, including mattresses, were soiled. Nutritional neglect. Boys were not provided healthy meals at a minimum of 3 times a day. Medical neglect. Dental care was not provided, including doctor visits to 4, lice infestation times 4. So let me read that again. Medical neglect. Dental care was not provided, including doctor visits for lice infestation times 4, so 4 times. Scabies, which broke my heart. This is very sad. Educational neglect for missing school and number of assignments and homework never turned in by the boys. The lack of IEP for all 3 boys, which is this is a side note, that's an individualized education plan. And it's usually, it's for children who have a learning disability or disorder or delay, and they need extra help. So those weren't in place. They all have some type of special education needs. Lack of supervision, being left alone for up to 6 hours a day at times. Oh wow, scabies? One of them had scabies? I'm not even sure what that is. Side note, scabies, that one went away a long time ago. Not away, but it's not common. And that is really bad. It is body lice, which Candace had as well, is the way it's explained in the response. Really, these things live under your skin, and I mean, it's a bacteria. This is a side note. It's a how do I describe it? Oh God, I can't think of the word, but I'll just say bacteria, and it's a parasite. That's the word I'm looking for, and they live under your skin. And you know now, the shaving of the heads makes way more sense. Because if these things they bury under your skin, scabies. Maybe we'll talk about that later in more depth, but you have to like suffocate them under the skin to kill them. So you would have to get rid of your hair in order to get to your scalp to put on the cream that you would have to slather your body in order to suffocate these things. This is really bad. Let me keep reading. It says it's body lice, which Candace had as well. Moving along. Ew, gross. Never heard of such a thing. Sounds like crabs. It's worse. That's a side note. It's worse because it's under the skin. Okay. I am now sending the findings under the physical abuse category. Physical abuse category. Physical abuse, drug-exposed child. Okay, thank you so much. Physical abuse. All 3 boys were physically abused by both Don and Candace. Kicking, punching, hair pulling, beaten with objects, belts, shoes, and other miscellaneous items. Drug-exposed child. All 3 boys were exposed to drugs, meaning they were in the presence of their parents while they used drugs and alcohol. Psychological harm category. Psychological harm. Oh my God, I'll wait to respond to anything while you're typing. All 3 boys were emotionally and psychologically harmed with words, threats, and yelling up to several hours a day. How do they know this stuff? Is it gathered from interviewing the boys? Is body lice the same as crabs? I just looked it up on Google. Never mind. Never heard of body lice. Also, I'm going to research scabies. So they never took them to the doctor for any of this stuff? They would have qualified for free medical through Medicaid too, I'm assuming. There have been a total of 7 abuse claims in 1 year. There has been years of child abuse. There is no truth to Don's lies. I can't read that. Something the boys. Sorry, guys. Candace is also being investigated for a relationship with Hunter. Let me make sure I didn't skip anything. I did. So let me back up. Pause that. Put a pin in that Candace thing. Backing up. Okay, here we go. No truth to Don's lies that the boys were removed because of internet threats. Big fat lie. They were removed under Priority 1. Alleges that children may be in imminent danger. I have more information if you're not overwhelmed. There is a gag order and Don is breaking it. They are scheduling an emergency hearing over it. Exactly. Every time I hear him say they were removed because of what's going on with Summerwell's case, my eyes roll so hard in my head. So CPS has been on their tail for at least the last year. ? Maybe Don and Candace were worried that sexual abuse was about to be uncovered. Oh my God, would love to hear all of it. Candace is also being investigated for the relationship with Hunter. And then there was an audio message, 49 seconds. And the next message is blacked out. So we move on down. Oh my God. I freaking knew something was weird. Something weird was going on with Hunter. I mean, I'm not sure Hunter feels like it was a relationship or anything like that, but I kind of wonder if Candace was grooming him. She seems like the exact type of female that would do that because she's kind of male-like. I don't know how to say it. Candace was 100% involved with Hunter in a sexual manner, is what the response says. Yes, Candace was sexually involved with Hunter, even while the kids were around indirectly, meaning they were in another room or away from Candace and Hunter while out in public. The outing at swim holes is noted. Candace was harassing Hunter's girlfriend, who, by the way, is underage. Candace is equally dangerous as Dawn. Oh my God. I wonder if Dawn knows, and maybe that's why Candace told Hunter to be quiet when he called on the day Summer went missing. Maybe Dawn was suspecting something, or maybe that's why Candace was accepting of Dawn's sexual abuse, because she's as guilty as he is and is into young children as well. This is so deep. Don is only in the church due to community service. He is not religious at all like he claims. There are teenage girls that Don was creeping around. There is not enough evidence for law enforcement to do anything about right now. Not enough evidence with Don and sexual abuse? Yeah, I think that has something to do with why Summer is gone. Because he was about to get found out by CPS. Everything is starting to make much more sense. The boys have been talking, and the CASA volunteer is an angel. How she has connected and bonded with all three boys. They trust her. They were terrified to speak out about anything they have been exposed to. That is so, so, so sad. Let's see. Looks like it skipped something. Let me make sure it wasn't me. I mean, I know it was a little bit at the bottom that I didn't read. Let me see. So that is so, so, so sad. I doubt they know what happened to Summer, though. Let's see if it continues. Oh, yeah, it does. I mean, could Don and Candace be stupid enough to do something to Summer in front of them? Is that how CPS verified all these things by the parents talking with the boys? By the person talking with the boys? It makes me upset that the public keeps saying the parents should have been picked up by now if law enforcement were going to arrest them. That is so far from the truth. The investigation is so complicated because of the information law enforcement is dealing with. I do have Don's alias written down. I have to find it. LOL, I have so much stuff here. Exactly. Things like this take time. They have to be secured that they have enough info to convict. Side note, that's 1,000% true. Back to the reading. No one knows what happened to Summer right now. Law enforcement is working so hard. Oh, his alias that he's been arrested under? Yes, but I have it here somewhere. I'm looking. It was in Texas. The boys are doing amazing in the 2 foster homes. I have to take a phone call from blank. I will be back. Oh, I bet anything is better than the hellhole they were living in. They probably are elated. I bet Candace and Don tried to make the boys feel like it was their fault that Summer went missing, knowing damn well that they know what happened to her. Okay, no problem. One question I have: when you come back, is why haven't Don and Candace been charged with neglect? Hold on, guys. It went a little too fast. Jeez. Back it up. Here we go. Wow, that one goes fast. Let me back it up one more time. All right, here we go. One question I have when you come back is, why haven't Don and Candace been charged with neglect due to these findings? Or is that still in the works? That and other charges are coming concerning the boys. Remember, I said they are in juvenile and family court. It will be sealed for the moment, and there is a gag order with the family. Charges against both Candace and Don. They are in a boatload of trouble. One of Don's aliases from Texas is John Wesley Miller. This is true. Side note, this is true. Oh, that makes sense. Thank you. I figured it was something like that. They haven't finished gathering all the charges they will be charged with, and they have to make their case airtight against them. Do you know what county those Texas charges are? Are they from a very long time ago? Yes. Figured that is how he was able to get away with that at the time. I'm going to bed, and I'll give you information as I get it. You're amazing. Thank you so much. Good night. You are welcome. Good night. And there you have it. Now that's totally up to your own interpretation, clearly. But I will say things certainly seem to be lining up with my overview and hypothesis. But I will leave it up to your interpretation. Thank you, Ms. Ziggy. I do appreciate you.